What if we told you that there was a player standing over 7 feet tall and had the shooting and ball handling of a guard?
Wembanyama.
Of course, you're probably thinking about Victor Wembanyama or Chet Holmgren right now, but we're not talking about them. Instead, we're looking at a player who's been in the league far longer than they have, but hasn't made the same impact. The 7'3" Bol Bol is a clear NBA unicorn when it comes to his size and skills, but he just hasn't been the same kind of breakout star that Wemby and Chet have become. This naturally makes fans wonder why he isn't getting his opportunities and whether or not he's even that good. Bol Bol is undoubtedly a talented player, but you might want to stick around if you want to know why he isn't getting the same respect as the other unicorns in the league. As the son of the legendary 7'7" Manute Bol, it made sense that Bol Bol grew to become 7'3". But while he may be tall, he had the opportunity to become a different player compared to his father, who didn't have the same training and opportunities when he was learning the game in Africa. Because of that, Bol Bol turned himself into an anomaly of a big man. He focused more on his guard skills, knowing that the NBA now prioritizes ball handling and shooting instead of post play.
Towards the Bol. Three-point shot.
Bol quickly rose through the high school ranks and was 6th in his recruitment class before choosing to go to Oregon for college. His career in Oregon was shortened by injuries, but he showed the total package in the 9 games he played, averaging 21 points, 9.6 rebounds, and 2.7 blocks, while shooting 56.1% from the field and 52% from the three-point line. Bol could dribble, shoot, and run the floor at 7'3", but he fell to the 44th pick of the 2019 NBA draft. The biggest concern was his health, and that's why he was picked so late in the draft. But the Miami Heat, the very same team who drafted him, didn't even sign him. Instead, he found himself signing with the Denver Nuggets, a team that already had a clear front court rotation revolving around Nikola Jokic. On paper, Bol looked like he had the makings of a draft steal because there were no other 7'3" players who could bring the ball up the floor and shoot consistently from the perimeter.
Magic by 8. Bol lets it fly for 3.
He would have been a good secondary big man playing behind Jokic because of his size and skill. But for some reason, he couldn't crack the rotation. Bol spent 3 seasons in Denver, playing a total of only 53 games while averaging 6.2 minutes a game. Bol could be seen with a long face at the end of the Nuggets bench through his first 3 seasons. He couldn't crack the rotation or get minutes even when the Nuggets were already in the middle of blowout wins or losses. After the 2021-22 season, Bol was traded to the Orlando Magic, where he found consistent minutes in the rotation. He played 70 games and showed flashes of brilliance, making people see that he may have been worth the hype he was getting back in high school and college. During the 2022-23 season, he averaged 9.1 points on 54.6% shooting from the field in the 21.5 minutes he was getting from the Magic. He played 70 games for them, but eventually got waived by the team in July 2023. Bol found a suitor in the Phoenix Suns, who were looking for talented players to fill their roster after spending most of their cap space on Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal. It looked like he had a chance to crack the Suns' rotation, especially with the way that he played with the Magic a season ago.
Suns with numbers, drops it off the Bol, and Bol brings the ball.
But the 24-year-old 7'3" big man has been struggling to get minutes all the same, averaging a shade over 11 minutes per game for the Suns. Meanwhile, as Bol was struggling to crack the Phoenix Suns rotation, there were other unicorns exploding into the scenes and turning into some of the best young players the league has ever seen. The 7'1" Chet Holmgren helped the Thunder's quest to return to the playoffs as a starting center with his ability to dribble the ball, hit jump shots, and defend the paint. But the 7'4" Victor Wembanyama has been the most hyped rookie in recent memory because he's averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks. Wemby is arguably the future of the NBA.
Bol fakes the shot. He'll go for the swooping dunk.
It's likely that frustration has built up within Bol. In one of his recent matchups with Wemby, Bol got called for a foul while Wembanyama was driving to the basket. Out of frustration, he told the referees that they were riding Wemby's D, as there's probably a sense of jealousy and frustration building inside him. After all, Bol is 7'3". He's taller than Chet and is nearly as tall as Wemby. He's just as mobile and as skilled because he has the similar guard-like skills that make the other unicorns in the league special. Even the great Shaquille O'Neal is a big believer in Bol's potential, saying that Wemby is nothing special because Bol can do everything he can do. If that's the case, why isn't Bol Bol getting the same hype and opportunities that the other unicorns have been getting? When he got drafted in the second round in 2019, the biggest issue was his health, because injured tall players don't always stay healthy in the NBA. But there were rumors that he wasn't the best teammate and may have had attitude problems at college.
By Trey Murphy. He'll drive, step through.
While the Denver Nuggets gave him chances after chances for 3 seasons, he never cracked the regular rotation for reasons that were never made public. There were reports that Bol didn't have the work ethic and drive to become great. On top of that, he doesn't use his height and length well enough on the defensive end of the floor, struggling to bang bodies with centers or keep up with perimeter players on switches. Well, he did have injury problems during his stint with the Nuggets, as his injured foot continued bothering him. But even when he was healthy, he wasn't getting the opportunities to prove that he could be a rotation player. This is the Nuggets we're talking about here. If this team won a championship with a slow-footed center in 2023, then there must have been a good reason why they never gave Bol a chance to shine. He did have opportunities with the Orlando Magic. Bol showed his versatile skills as a rotation player for a young team that needed the right kind of talent to excel and return to the playoffs. But he was far more concerned about getting his touches and points. When Bol wasn't on the floor, the Magic's defense was a lot better because they didn't have a 7'3" player struggling to defend opposing big men or keep up with smaller players.
Cross-court, Bol fakes the shot, drive, swooping, throwdown, Bol.
When the Magic waived him, the team drastically improved, becoming a playoff contender during the 2023-24 season. There's no doubt that he is skilled at his height, but everything wrong about Bol starts with his size. He may be tall, but he has the slight frame that made his father struggle in the NBA. Chet and Wemby are incredibly skinny themselves, but they look like they have bodies that can still pack muscle and weight. On the other hand, it looks like Bol's body has already reached its limit. Bol's lack of strength and power extends to the different parts of his body. He may be mobile for his size, but he lacks the strength he needs to hold his ground against stronger players. On top of that, his mobility isn't impressive enough to give him the same defensive versatility that Holmgren and Wembanyama have. He's not even at the same level as Porzingis in terms of strength and mobility. And Porzingis isn't even that strong and mobile. But the lack of effort is also there. Physical limitations are one thing, but not even putting in the effort to become better is an entirely different thing.
He'll back it out. Now he'll turn the corner. High stepping through the lanes.
Bol doesn't look like he wants to defend at the highest possible level. He doesn't put in a lot of effort to defend in transition and has a passive mentality that made coaches question his dedication to the game. In a lot of ways, he's a very AAU type of player because he seems to care more about doing spectacular things to score the ball instead of actually playing within the flow of the game on both offense and defense. His height and skill belong in the NBA, but his lack of effort and inability to adapt to a system have been his downfall. One can say that Bol is a wasted talent, because he could have been a much better player if he brought a different mentality to the game. It may be true that the NBA is now obsessed with tall players with guard-like skills, but Bol Bol's inability to excel in the league is a cautionary tale for any scouts to never hype up a player simply because they're tall and skilled.